Hey, guess what? The country's finally gotten its head out of its ass, and it's going to stop sending people to prison for using an innocuous drug called marijuana. Now, Lenny Bruce predicted it would be legal in the 70s. In the 60s, he said that it'll be legal soon because all my friends in law school are smoking it. Turns out a lot of people then went out and sold their souls, and we didn't legalize marijuana. But now we're going to do it in California. And I urge everyone to vote yes on Proposition 64. Guess who's against it? I was reading today in the Catholic News that California bishops are against legalizing marijuana because it hurts the kids. And if there's anybody who cares about the welfare of kids, it's priests. Here's from the article. It says, Archbishop of San Francisco Cordileone noted that, unlike alcohol, there is no reliable standard to measure the effect of marijuana on a driver. And who would know better about the drugs impeding themselves than him himself, because he noted his own arrest for driving under the influence in 2012, saying that drivers will wrongly deem themselves safe to drive and take chances, just like he did. Why is it always the biggest goof-ups want to come back and point their finger at everyone else? So here's a drunk driver trying to still throw people in prison for marijuana. That's what this is. A drunk driver, very likely a pedophile, because he is a priest. And even more likely, he's a harborer of child molesters. Most of the Catholic hierarchy is. But he cares about kids, even though he himself is a drunk driver. So his solution to drunk driving, not make alcohol illegal, not put himself in prison, but to put people in prison who want to do another drug, which is not toxic at all. That's his answer. Imprison other people doing another drug. Not him, though. He's a good person. Could we stop listening to Catholics? Could we stop listening to Catholic priests about anything? Jesus Christ. He goes on.
Even he's not listening to them anymore.
Right. Aha. The cost in lives is unacceptable. The parallels with other substances like tobacco are too striking. You mean the parallels to tobacco and marijuana are too striking? That, I guess he means by too striking, not striking at all. There's no parallel between cigarette smoking and marijuana smoking. Zero. You notice he doesn't cite any facts, studies, nothing. He says, and the impact on our young people is too uncertain. Not uncertain. People have been smoking marijuana for a long frickin' time. We know what the impacts are. Nothing. And this, according to from factcheck.org, unpacking pot's impact in Colorado, because they say, oh, you can't driving. Everybody's driving. Well, in February 2015, drug and alcohol crash risk study by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the NHTSA, they did find a statistically significant increase in crash risks, 1.25 times for those who tested positive for THC. What? Yeah. But guess what? That's not the end of the scientific study, because then you have to control for other factors. For instance, because they say this suggests there are other variables that account for much of the increased risk associated with THC. After the researchers controlled for age, gender, ethnicity, and alcohol concentration level, increased crash risk associated with marijuana no longer significant. So when you control for all those things, like, hey, younger people will have a higher incidence of marijuana use and in their bloodstream, different ethnicities, different genders, boys, ages, all that stuff. So once you control for that stuff, there is no. In fact, this is from the government study. They said there's all evidence that medical marijuana laws may contribute to decreasing traffic fatalities. One study published in the Journal of Law and Economics in 2013 reviewed traffic fatalities in the 19 states that had passed medical marijuana laws by 2010 and found what? What do you guys think they found? Ron, Jim, Tank, what do you guys think? What do you think the study found?
I think an increased rate of happiness.
Snack food sales are way up.
Legalization is associated with an 8 to 11% decrease in traffic fatalities. So it's just weird that that priest who harbors pedophiles.
He also found that atheism was a slippery slope to him losing his tax-exempt status.
Ha!
That's what I was trying to say.
So people still say garbage like this about, they did a study. They studied it. The government, believe me, they want to say that pot is bad for you. Science is science. Studies are studies. I've been saying this for a long time. So again, of course, alcoholic Catholic bishops who were caught drunk driving are going to come out really strong and wag their finger. It's always the silent sinners who scream the loudest. And I bet that guy's still drunk driving all the time. A bishop who, by the way, has a driver if he wants one, still decided to drunk drive. Bishops, they're royalty. They're the equivalent of millionaires. And he still decided to hop in a car, drunk drive. You're going to listen to that guy? You're going to take his opinion? Of course he's 100% wrong.
God, will you get off your soapbox? You're always flogging this bishop. Sorry.
So vote yes on marijuana legalization. That's Prop 64. Ron, what do you say?
Prop 64. I already voted, and I did vote yes on 64. Now,
You know what? Hold on one second. Let's just stop, and we're going to do another segment on 64.